You having fun, little girl? Good you. Big burp. You having fun, little girl? Not letting mommy study? It's almost someone's bedtime. Guys, and welcome back to another video. Aria is down there playing with her toys and her little tummy time mat. I'm trying to straighten up and get ready for when she has to go to bed because it is close to her bedtime. And after that, I will be studying. So we took a nap today in the bed. It was made up earlier, but we were up here. We took like a 2-hour nap, me and her. So bed is all out of whack. But we just woke up not too long ago. We woke up 2 hours ago. Aria's bedtime is usually at 8 or 9, so it's about to be 6. I usually give her her bath at around like 7, 6 sometimes. So it's about that time to wind down. I need to make her bottles. I need to get her pajamas ready. Oh my god, I still have to pack some clothes for tomorrow because tomorrow she's going to the babysitter's and she needs some extra clothes over there. So I have a lot to do tonight, and on top of that I have to study, so we're just gonna see how all this works out. Aria has developed the habit of scratching herself to death. Whenever she has like a little tantrum or is crying, she scratches herself. She does have eczema, which we already got diagnosed with that at the doctor's in a previous video when she had the rash on her body. But she has eczema, so that leads to her itching, but as well when she's irritated or aggravated, she itches more, hence the little red spots on her chest. That's from her scratching. And I clip her nails, I file her nails, and it just does not work. So I was looking online and I saw these things called Scratch Me Not, and it's basically like a sleeve that goes around the shoulder and it's closed off, and you just put them on it. You just put them on them when they're scratching. This is not a Scratch Me Not. This is one of her pants legs that I just cut to fit. You can see where it's all cut up and stuff like that. But until I get one of those, I'm just gonna keep her in this because she really, yeah, mama, she really scratches herself. I mean, it is crazy and it looks really, really painful, and I really, really want her skin to heal because just the more you scratch eczema, because I have it, the worse it gets, the more irritated it gets. So if you see her with these on, that's why. The ones they have, you can kind of take her hands out. Like I said, this one I made myself, so the unfortunate thing is she doesn't really have full function of her hands when she has this on, but it does stop her from scratching herself, which right now is the most important thing. Was washing Aria's bottles and I just heard her cry. Mama, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mama? I have no clue how she gets all the way from about where that bear is to over here. And I have yet to see her crawl. But somehow, I was just telling my mom that she'll be all the way over there and end up all the way over here. And I have yet to see her crawl. Arya is 5 months. She's going to be 6 months August 3rd. So it's around that time when she should be crawling. But I don't like her to be on this floor. I want her to stay in the blanket area. But she refuses. She refuses. You refuse, huh, Mama? Let's see if she'll stay over here or if she moves back over here. Lately, today, she's been trying to get into this drawer, which I'm not used to. But, you know, now that I guess she's learning to crawl, she's exploring. Mama, I gotta finish washing your bottles, Mama. Okay, let's see if I can finish washing her bottles really quick. Mama, what's the matter? Huh? What is the matter? Oh my gosh. What's the matter? What's the matter? Huh? I know. You cranky. You cranky? It's not even bedtime yet, Mama. It's not even bedtime yet. I think she's tired. Let's see. She didn't really take that many naps today. Oh, don't hit your head. She took 2 naps. One of them was like 1 hour and the other one was 2 hours. So she took like 3-hour naps. So she might go down early. Oh, Mama, you were gonna hurt yourself. She might go down early tonight, which would be a good thing for me because I can start my homework early, but it could be a bad thing as well because I have to wake up early to get things ready for tomorrow morning, and she might wake up early as well. So I don't know. Mama, we still gotta take your bath. We still gotta take your bath. I don't keep this on her all the time, just when I'm not around, like how I was washing bottles, I keep it on her because, oh, Mama, here, okay, there you go. Oh my, now you're just playing, because, I don't want her scratching herself, and I'm not here in the room. I check on her, of course, but, you know, it only takes half a millisecond to scratch, so I think it's 6. I'm gonna give her a bath around 7. She ate at 4, so she shouldn't really be hungry until 7. So if she can stay up for about 1 more hour, Mama, that'd be great. Let's see, you gonna crawl for us? You gonna cry, Mama? No? Okay. Okay. So, it's about that time. It's about that bath time. So I'm just gonna get her outfit together for the night. This is for 12 months. But she can kind of fit it, so I actually might put her in this for the night. Just because I am going to have the air running because it can get really, really hot at night in here. And she doesn't like sleeping under the covers, so at least she'll be covered. I mean, the pants are probably going to be too long, but the shirt she can definitely fit. Even though it is a little big, but she's already worn it. So this is what she is going to wear for bedtime. She's over there right now crying for no reason. Trying to, I don't even know what she's trying to do. What you doing, mama? Mommy. Mommy. I think you're just cranky because you're tired, huh? You just cranky because you're tired. So I forgot to wash her milk. I keep her milk in a pitcher. I have to pour that milk out because it is no longer good. Make her some more milk. I'm gonna put either cereal or some fruit in her milk, you know, like some baby food fruit. I'll probably do cereal, or I might do like some bananas or something. No, I mean I could do green beans. Maybe I'll put some green beans in there just so it can hold her over during the night, and she won't have to wake up in the middle of the night for no food, huh? Huh, mommy? Yeah, so I'll try to do that. And I'm gonna, she eats every 3 hours, so she ate at 4. She shouldn't really eat till 7. I'm gonna try to bring it out to about 8, because technically she ate about 4:30. So she should be good until 8. So that way she's just not hungry in the middle of the night. And I'm gonna give her bath any minute now because it is actually almost 7. So I'll give her bath. We'll read a story. Then mommy will give her her bottle, and then she can lay on down, mama. Then you can lay on down, mama. I kind of want to wash her hair, but I don't because I'm gonna have this AC on. So I'm gonna just have to wait and wash her hair sometime during the day. Not tomorrow morning because she goes to daycare, but maybe Thursday or something. What, mama? Okay, so I'm back. Sorry if you guys can barely see or if the lighting looks a little weird. I have my desk lamp, or not my desk lamp, well, technically my desk lamp. I'm in the room and not in like the little office where I do my work at, so I have like, you know, the setup that you've already seen. I think I showed in my last video, but anyway, Aria is asleep behind me, so I don't really want to wake her up by turning on the light. I have been playing around with her, FaceTiming my mom and stuff since 7. It is 9, so she went to sleep at 9. And I'm debating on if I want to even study because I'm not tired, like necessarily like I feel like I need to go to sleep, but I'm just like mentally drained. I'm more of mentally drained, and I'm still trying to figure out how in the world I'm gonna do this nursing program, and like with all the stuff that I have to, you know, like all my other responsibilities, because obviously my daughter comes first. I'm a mom and I don't want to be doing my work and then I feel like I'm neglecting her. So I'm just trying to figure out like how I'm gonna get all my studying done, how I'm gonna get all my work done, how am I gonna do these clinicals and everything else that I need to do in order to take care of her and then not like neglect her emotionally, right? Like she's gonna have everything she needs, I know that for sure, but then just spending time with her, playing with her, you know, tickling her, just little things like that she needs as well. And so it's like I don't want to basically cut into her personal time, like our personal time together, just because I have work. So I don't know, I just have so much stuff to do, and I'm just like trying to figure out how in the world I'm gonna do it, like how in the world I'm gonna get all this done and then still be a mom. I have no clue. Like, I really don't know how this program is gonna go, and I think that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from, is that, like, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know. Things are definitely more complicated now that I have a daughter. And being in school, because at first it's like I was in school, I didn't have kids, so it wasn't really necessarily like I didn't have to think about, you know, splitting up my time and making sure, like, you know what I mean? There's just things that you take for granted when you don't have kids and you're in school that you don't worry about. And then when you have kids and you're in school, you're like, wow, like, you know, you realize the things that you take for granted. And I used to always feel like I never had time to do things because of school, and I felt like I missed out on a lot of things, or, you know, I felt like, man, like there's not enough time in the day because, you know, I have school and I have to work and all this, and it's like now there's really not enough time in the day. Like, legitly. And it's the toughest thing. This is like the toughest part of my life right now, is getting myself situated so that way I can, you know, assure my daughter's future and my future. That's like the hurdle that I'm in right now. At first it was just finishing school. Now it's that and everything else. So I definitely am motivated. What I can say is, even though this is the hardest part in my life, and this is like the hardest time in my whole scholarly career, this is the best that I've ever done in my life. Like, I've never had this high of a GPA. I've never had, you know, one thing I never had gotten were A's in college. I've gotten B's, but I've never gotten A's. And last semester, when I was pregnant, and last semester I was pregnant and had my daughter, I got all A's and 1 B. So, I mean, it's like, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like I'm exceeding academically because now it's not just me, right? It's my daughter, and I know I have to do better for her. And so that pushes me through college, that even though, you know, I feel like I don't have time to do things, I get things done because I know that I have her. But at the same time, it's like so exhausting. Not necessarily physically, but just mentally, like just mentally exhausting. Like, I'd be like, oh my God. But, you know, I know once it's all over, it's gonna be worth it, you know. It's going to be a good benefit to my daughter. It's going to be a good benefit to me. And ultimately, when she gets older, you know, I'll have more time to spend with her because I won't have to be working 3 or 4 jobs just to support myself, her. And I do want to have more kids in the future. So, you know, I know things will be way better. But right now, it just seems like it's impossible. But I know it's not, because I know that there's other women who are moms and have made it through school, single women who are moms and have made it through school. So I'm not the only one who's done this, so I can't make up much of an excuse, but not to say that it's not hard. Anyway, after that little rant, I might go ahead and just finish this up, because tomorrow I do not plan on doing homework. I'm just gonna give myself a break. I probably will end up doing homework because when I don't, I get anxiety. So I'm gonna finish up what I was doing. I was basically just doing my notes. I do my notes on Google Docs, and I got this format from a girl on YouTube. Her name is like Maria's Study Corner. I think that's her name. But anyway, she had a video on how she set up her notes. I don't know if this is how she currently does her notes, but the video that I saw, this is how she did it. So I just write all my objectives down, and then I basically answer them as I read through the book. And these are my book notes. When I actually start class, I'll go ahead and I'll just edit in notes, like, you know, things that maybe the book didn't touch or something like that. I'll go ahead and add that in. And so that way I have both my textbook information and then my lecture clinical information. I don't think I'm going to print out my notes. I already printed out a couple of them, but bent paper drives me crazy. Crinkly paper drives me crazy. Marked up paper drives me crazy. So I might just keep it all digital. I've never ever studied like this. So I hope that this works for me, because right now is a horrible time to switch up my study habits, but I felt like I needed to do something new, so this is what I'm doing. And right now I'm just reading Nursing Fundamentals, so I'll go ahead and finish this up. And what else do I have to do? Oh yeah, then I have to study Nursing Fundamentals too. I might not do that today. I might just finish reading. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. Okay, so I basically just finished reading all of my nursing fundamentals, basically the chapter that I wanted to read today. And when I had to finish that, I was going to study nursing fundamentals for an hour and a half, but it is already 11 basically. And I'm not about to stay up all night, but just to show you guys, these are the questions. Let's see if it focuses. Okay, these are the questions that you get after each chapter, and they're basically geared for the NCLEX. The nursing fundamentals doesn't tell you the answer, it just tells you test taking strategies. But in my pharmacology book, it actually gives you like what is the right answer. So I kind of like that one, but I guess this one makes you think. So like number 5, a nurse sets up a sterile field prior to changing a client's dressing. Which of the following actions is correct? 1, the nurse first opens the sterile pack by unfolding the wrapper towards herself. The nurse avoids adding supplies in the 1-inch margin of the exposed field. The nurse sets a wrapped basin in the center of the sterile field. The nurse pours a sterile solution from 8 to 10 inches above a sterile basin. Okay, so I think the only one that correct is 2. The nurse avoids adding supplies in the outer 1-inch margin of the exposed field, because that is considered non-sterile, but I could be definitely incorrect because I just basically wrote my notes for this today. And basically the way I do my notes is, like I said earlier, I write down my objectives and I just write the answers down as I read. These little boxes, like this right here, this antimicrobial agent and things like that, these little boxes, this diagram, these I don't read. Like these pictures I don't even look at. But they do have a lot of information, so when I study, I get my notes and I pull them up, right? I basically ask myself the question, like describe a microorganism, and then I have a whiteboard and some markers, which you guys will see in the vlog that was posted before this one. And I basically write down my answer, why it's the answer, and I try to describe like the answer and why it's the correct answer on my whiteboard. But before I do that, I go through each chapter and I look at these pictures, the diagrams like this and things like that, and all this little bits of information. And that's how I study. It's probably not making any sense, but basically while I'm creating my study guide or my book notes, I never look at the diagrams, which have so much information, and will allow me to answer the questions that I just showed you guys. So I don't look at any of these while I'm making my notes, but while I study, I go to the beginning of the chapter and I don't reread the book, but I just read the diagrams and the pictures and the charts. And then I go to my notes that I made and I ask my questions to myself, obviously, and then I get my whiteboard and I write down what I think is the answer and why it is the answer, and I try to relate it to any other concepts and things like that that I can remember. And then I go to the questions that the book has me, the questions that the book asks that are like supposed to be more like NCLEX questions, and I answer those. So that's basically how I study. I know that probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. That's kind of how I studied, except I didn't do everything digitally. I actually wrote my notes on my iPad. So, trying something new. Hopefully it works. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call that a night because I am exhausted. Literally exhausted. I'm gonna go ahead and brush my teeth. Mama is over here. About to wake up. So I'm gonna brush my teeth and call it a night. I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.